Ah, there you are. All right. Welcome and settle down, everybody, please. Thank you. We are now here gathered for some Intel brief. And this is for everybody of you in this squadron to listen to, especially the Americans. Maybe you learn one thing or two. I will get to what's on this board later. First of all, I want to tell you that this brief is mandatory by High Command. They told us we should have some kind of mid-season summary. So this is it. Maybe you will learn something. And maybe the numbers will tell you what we do right and what we do wrong. And since I'm an intelligence officer, I can tell you that we can use the numbers of, getting the details right, getting them wrong, or just continue doing wrong things for obvious reasons, which you probably won't have any idea of why we're doing that, because it could be some larger schemes. Damn. Yes, I've been away on a small a secret mission, you see. I think I will get promoted. We've been haunting some of the enemy very close to their bases. And I got some juicy details for you, which we will reveal later. Not in this film, of course, because now we're going to talk about the mid-season Intel report. All right, so I guess you have been talking to the Waffies, maybe some queen over there, and telling you about the in-flight debriefings you have, and telling them how many you shot down. Oh, well, when you talk to Queenie, I guess you are bragging, and why would it be different when you'll be flying about the bragging how many you shot down and anything? But we do got some evidence, and that is some camera footage. Also, we have seen some of the pilots floating around, which we have picked up. We also have counted the number of airframes, and it could be impossible to shoot down as many as you have because they haven't manufactured as many. Well, anyway, that's not for you to worry your brain about. I will just tell you the results, and whatever will happen will happen. All right. And well, I turn on the lamp here so you can see here. In the top picture here, I got what's with the airframe. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it perfect for this operation area or not? I guess it will be very obvious that British engineering is quite remarkable, I must say. Right, really. And also we got the results of the pilots down here. That should not be that interesting, but I will go through them all. You see, and which one do you want to see first? All right, I can't hear you. That's true. So let's check out what's in the. I forget to light this every time. Rather strange, isn't it? Let's check out the pilot, shouldn't we? Yeah, let's do that. And I got here a list, as you can see, a list here, and this lighting is a bit unforgiving. As you can see, here's the pilots named as Apollo, Big, Sweet, Kona, Deadgun, Philip, Fred, Goofy, Jinx, Jack Flash, Jedi, Quintus, Sandpatch, Troll, Urist, and Tomty 55, whatever Tomty is. Iquensis as well. The reason why Tomty and Iquensis in the last of the list that they don't have any space between their sign, the surname, the MA tag. You should fix that, right? Otherwise. Here we can see Apollo, good gentleman, I know him. It's a beautiful hair color as well as mine. He has down total of 12. That's jolly good. He has per takeoff, and this is targets total. Targets per takeoff. I think it is not total per takeoff. Yeah, that is total per takeoff 1. So one every takeoff, he shoots down one enemy. And that is for you Americans to understand really hard. One enemy is not a Brit, nor a French one, is it? And then how many takeoffs he's done, and also how many landings. You can see he has been shot down twice. Anyway, he might have been shot more times, but he have landed 10 out of 12 airframes. I would say that is sufficient, and I'm happy he's still alive with us. And there is some results here that could be scrutinized. 2 results, I must point out directly. And it's actually not 2 results. It's actually all but 2 results. There are only 2 of your pilots that have landed your aircraft, all the aircraft you've taken off with. That is remarkably for you, maybe not, but for everybody else. Is this a crashing squad? Are we not better than the Japanese, crashing into our enemy or into the land or the palm trees or whatever? You must land the aircraft you take off from. This is very expensive, you see. We don't. Her Majesty doesn't have really all the funding you think they got. So you must really land your aircraft of that. That's one lesson. Or not take off as many. Right. So, who are they? Well, I can tell you that we got down here, here, the Mr. Filler guy. He took off 7 times, he landed 7 times, jolly good. However, it's no feat, actually. You won't get a medal for that. Everybody else should be removed from some medal, perhaps. And also we got one guy here, that's Tomty55. You also took off once and landed once. Jolly good, well done there, sir. Actually, because it was just one flight. Otherwise, you can see here, we got a scoring here, takeoff, total per takeoff, and that is something we should scrutinize. Let's check this out a little bit more carefully. And then we can see that Mr. Deadgun here has a nice score of 2.33 total kills per takeoff. And that is jolly good. How to get a better score than that? Well, don't take off as many times. So that could be one thing. Anyway, otherwise you can see the scoring here is pretty good. However, he is topped by Mr. Jinx. That's G-I-N X-ray, or as we say, cross. So 2.71 kills per takeoff. That is jolly good. I'm happy to see that kind of numbers. Also, we got here the frag stealer, Mr. Quintus. He has 1.5. However, he's only taken off twice, landed once. So, well, good on you, sir. Good on you, sir. However, otherwise, the Sand Patch really good with 2, very good. And who else is above 1? Well, Goofy, very good, well done indeed. Jack Flash as well as 1.2. And Jedi, you got a solid score of 1. And this Apollo guy also got solid score of 1, as well as Troll. And he has remarkably, as you can see here, taken off 10 times, landed 7. All the 7 times he landed with engine failure. So he has a very good score of that. And then there's some other lower than 1. I should not get into that because I do not want to. I suggest all of them are Americans, I guess. Must be. Yeah. Well, as you can see, well, you can look at this score for yourself later on. If you freeze frame this picture will burn through because this is a celluloid movie. You cannot freeze frame this without it burning down. If you don't have a good equipment, then you lower the light efficiency a lot, and then you can stop the camera. Otherwise, it will burn through. Do I have to explain everything for you? Don't you know anything about the 40s movie film characteristics? Anyway, I think it's really jolly good to see the scoring here. We got the Goofy here, 15 downs. No, that's a takeoffs. Well, he got 17 down. The most shot down aircraft is done by Mr. Jinx. Well done there. Goofy 17, Deadgun 14, Phil 12, Apollo 12. And that's rather suiting, don't you think? Yes, for those who know who Apollo is. However, well done, everybody, and I'm happy to see we got, actually, all of these are alive. So, for somehow, you haven't followed my recommendations of jumping out of an aircraft. You should shoot yourself in the head, because you might have valuable information that the enemy would easily get, or you will be eaten by a shark. Nasty business, so you must shoot yourself in the head more often. Will you do that? Thank you very much. Right, so these are the results for the pilots. I would say mostly well done. However, there is a factor I have not considered yet, will be presented in the final Intel briefing summary, and that will be what kind of airframe have you been flown and what did you shoot down. So that is also interesting, because if you flew a very, very difficult but very beautiful airframe like the Mosquito or I was about to say P-47. Then you get a higher score because they're so difficult to handle and shoot down enemies if the enemies aren't parked right in front of you, or if you shoot at your wingmans. Americans, you're listening now. Shooting your wingmans will not increase the score. Not even shooting down the French. However, I would like to do that. Right, so these are the scores of that. You have seen that now. That's nothing new. Now let's take a look at this interesting little baby. And I have not filled it in yet. I think we could do it together, shall we? Yes, but first it's a very dry air here when you get back to the shore, and I was in a secret mission. You see, we were crawling around in the meadows and checking out the gardens of the enemy, and also check out a lot of other stuff which I'm not to say on camera. They told me. So let's see here what we got, and this is rather peculiar because I will write here as long as I'm talking. So. As you can see, the Spitfire over here, I put it in the top row. Why did I do that? Because it's a Spitfire. And over here is an Alpha, or Able for you American idiots. That is a Anton. And here we got the Donkey. Over here we got others, and that could be anything else but your teammates. Don't shoot down your teammates. And then we got takeoffs, and then we got, no. What do we got? This is total, yes. And this is number of takeoffs. And this could be very interesting, this last part there, couldn't it? Yes, it could indeed be. So let's check this out here. So we got this. Spitfire has shot down 14 Antons. Like that. How many donkeys? Well, you have no idea. I'll tell you, 8. And you are very good at counting this. This is 22 totals. And how many takeoffs did the Spitfire do? No, this is... What? No, yeah, this is total. This should be another T here. Total per takeoff. And that is the interesting part. So that is actually, you have no idea, but it's 1.294 airframes. So the Spitfire shot down 1.294 of the enemy aircraft per takeoff. Now, if you think statistic is boring, wait until you talk to an American. Right, and the P-47 Delta, how many Antons did that shoot down? Well, it shot down 10. How many donkeys? Well, let's see in my papers, it's number 3 donkeys. Apparently, you should not turn with the P-47 with the donkey. You should fly away. Yes. Anyway, and how many, how total is that? That's 13. Well done, Americans. How did you not count that correctly? Yes, you did. And also, the totals per takeoff, and the Thunderbolt is a poor mark here, 0.52. Americans. P-51 then. Maybe we get a better score now. Let's see. Okay, P-51, there are many of them taking off. They shot down a staggering number of 49 Antons. That's sort of half of the Japanese Air Force. Anyway, the can't be that many, that few in the Air Force. That would be a very small Air Force. Anyway, so just a lot of aircraft, a lot of Antons, very good. And the P-51s, how many donkeys do you think? Well, much more than the everybody else. They shot down 17 of these little buggers. And if you add that up, it will be 122. No, it won't be. It will be 68. 68 little totals. And how many per takeoff do you think that would be? Yes, you're correct. It's 1.3, 8, and 8. So that's a little better number than a Spitfire. I have the explanation for you just in a bit. Now, let's check out the BF. Could you please bring me another glass? Thank you. Thank you. Awfully bad service. Right, the BF-109K, and K is for kilo or Kurfürst, as it is in German. So we have some British, of course, flying them, and they have down 14 Antons total. And how many donkeys? Well, same as the Spitfires, 8. Should be, could that be correct? No, that is not correct. All of this is a lie. Is it? It's because I should have my... Where is my my drink? Could you please? Thank you. It was here on the table all along. Now, I am confusing you with bad data because I was reading on the Spitfire row because that is staggeringly more interesting than anything else. So let's not read on the Spitfire row because that's wrong. The BF-109 shot down 24. Check that again. Yes, 24 Antons. And how many donkeys? 1. 1 donkey? They are like sitting ducks. They're like literally donkeys out in the field, and you shoot down 1. Shame on you, BF-109. Anyway, others, 0. And how many totals would that be? Well, good on you, Americans. Do you know how much 24 plus 1 is? No, it's not 30. It's 25. That's correct. And how many per total per takeoff? A staggering 1. So these are the results of the airframes we are using. The Spitfire Mark 9 is actually doing pretty well with 1.294 total per takeoff. And the P-47, if you want to not shoot something down, choose that airframe next time, 0.52. P-51 has a staggering result of 1.388. That's higher than Spitfire for you Americans. And don't be cocky, because I have a reasonable explanation, actually 2 reasonable explanations about that. And also the BF-1 and IK, take off, shoot down 1, and land again. That's sort of what you do in that little bugger. So this will be interesting. So what's the deal with the P-51D? Well, I can tell you this. You know the story of the P-51D? I can tell a short story. The Americans said, no, you cannot have any aircraft from us. We have to have everything for ourselves. All right? And the Germans roll over Europe, and then we asked them, please, can we have some aircraft? They said, no, we need everything. We can't have some. And then the Battle of Britain began. And we had our Hurricanes, and we had our Spitfires, and they were all powered, guess what, by the Rolls-Royce Merlin, yes. And aircraft did excellent well, they did very splendidly. So they shot down as many Germans as they could, and the Americans was kind of interested. So they said, well, maybe you can have some aircrafts, maybe you can lend something. So we got the hand of one of their new fighters, and the P-51, I think it was a Bravo. It was a terrible machine. Couldn't do nothing. I had a short range, terrible performance, and also was a bit ugly. Right. But anyway, so that's what we did then. Is said, hey, why don't we put in Rolls Merlin in that, because we could do that engine pretty well. And they said, sure, where the hell not? So we did that, and the airframe got much more sleek and beautiful, and the performance was staggering, and actually had a greater range than the Spitfire, and everything was jolly good, jolly dandy. Also, that could be one explanation, because it has a British parts in that P-51, of course, and the one more, well, let's say, the conclusive evidence must be that there are British pilots flying the P-51. Right. Thank you very much for joining me for this mid-season Intel summary, and I do hope you all take care. We don't really know what will happen now, but let's end this transmission. All right. Thank you. No, that's wrong picture. Well, you can just end it right now. Okay, see you around.